say when.
You can see.
There we go. I threw the chocolate kiss way up there.
It looks really good.
Here you go. Hello, everybody. We're still playing with the toy. I came up here and they've discovered it, and now they're all squealing like little girls.
It's good. I'm proud of you.
It's fun.
The chocolate kiss, there we shot it. We said we would shoot one. They're not a very good ammo. They're just not shaped right. They don't do it. Now, Justin wanted this shot so we could see it, and then we'll get back to what we're here to do, which is finish this thing up. All right. All right.
So you ready, everybody, to see it shoot?
Okay. Ready? There we go. So there we go.
I think it prematurely released.
It did. Yeah, but that's every guy's problem.
Oh, right. Perfect.
So wait, what, you want to hit it again? You want to do one more?
I think we're probably okay.
Okay.
Because you save it, because we're gonna have more people come in.
Right.
You have to show them.
So we have some pictures. Actually, you got a slow-mo video. This is its very second shot. You got it cued?
I have the one you sent me.
That's the one.
Okay.
That was
ready?
its second shot.
It isn't in slow mo when you sent it to me though.
I guess it's only slow-mo on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, trying to get this thing pushed together, work the weights out. We put 4.5 ounces of chopped up figures in there. Is what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Chopped
show
up
you.
minis.
Take up minis, just chop them up, and I got to 4.5 ounces. And when we did it, or when I did it up here, I got about 5-6 shots, and I broke a chunk out of the weight ballast. So I fixed that, and there it is. That was the second shot. Well, you still get the top part where it hits the wall.
It's looping too. Also, it has audio.
Oh, I think I gave you the wrong video.
Oh yeah.
Because it's
Okay.
not hitting the wall.
yeah.
Every
There you
guy's
go.
problem.
Again, another one of those every guy's problems. I got a lot of those.
Now you can hear the what if I'm gonna turn the volume up, guys, just so you're aware.
How far do you think it
can
shot?
hear it hit the thing.
About
From
2
here
meters,
to
3
there.
meters?
No, that'd be 6. Well, yeah, about 6 feet is what the range will be.
But you can hear the kiss actually hit the wall.
Yeah. I have a slow-mo video that I posted on our
There
Twitter.
we go. This one. I'll send you this video. I'm sorry, Justin. My fault.
Shoot a D20, and whatever it lands on is the number of giveaways today.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, really.
That's
Well,
a
no,
great
that'd
idea,
only
Chris,
work
there.
against y'all. You're going to get 20 in the opening round, so that would be a natural quit. Okay, Justin.
Don't worry, guys. We'll be shooting it a lot more at the end. We still have a few things to work on.
I'll have to load this one concurrently just to warn everyone. I don't know how loud it's going to be when I auto load it because it's auto.
Tell you
it's going
what,
to
it's
play.
not not one to load. Do you know how to? If I gave you my phone, you just get it off of there.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
All right.
Shoot 6d6, and that's how much damage it does.
Like a shotgun.
Okay, there we go. It's that one there that's checked. You can just take my phone and mess with it. We'll get to it later. So,
I'm sending you
anyway, it's a slow-mo, and you'll see where it hits the wall. But it broke this, so I went back, and now what we're running is 3¼ ounces of ballast in the ballast box. Where I came up, what I was originally using was 4 of these tops. These are metal tops to sarcophagus.
Crips, yeah.
And had 4 of these, and each one was 1.1 or 1.12, something like that, ounces. So anyway, we did that and broke it, but it was working, so we fixed it and we cut down on the weight. And now we can pretty much lob. It's not going to go. You'll see in this video, though, it was shooting like a cannon, because you'll hear it whack against the wall and go down. So it doesn't take much. But anyway, that particular part of the whole equation is now, we did shoot it, and we did what we said we would do. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go back to, what we're now going to do is button this thing up and detail it out for painting. So, what?
You know, I missed opportunities. You're right, Max Powers. He said, make sure that I send a text to myself as you.
Oh.
Because it makes it legally binding.
Binding, yes. There we go. Yeah, really. Promising another vacation.
So
Yeah,
Noni
sure.
2K says that it needs a slow-mo. So Noni...
That's what I've just given him is the slow-mo I shot of its second shot. I sent him the wrong one earlier, so he's got my phone. He's gonna get that. But you have a slow-mo, right?
I also sent it to him.
Okay, so he's got those.
Also, if you check our Twitter and our Instagram, I posted it on there. So if you need a slow-mo.
So anyway, give me the down camera real quick so we can adjust and get it in.
Oh.
There we go. So this is what the ballast is right now. It's just these minis that I basically kept putting on the scale and chopping chunks of to get them all ready to go. Come on. There we go. There's still more in there.
You're multi-talented, Bug Lips. Thanks,
So-
Nikki Coles, for the host and the sub.
So anyway, that was what we ended up using for our ballast. and I'm going to get it out of here so I don't want to reweigh it, so I'm going to get it over to the side. So you're adjusting the camera?
Somebody said those poor sacrificed minis.
They were. Well, I did go down, though, and get them out of the packaging bucket. They were already destined to be remelted, so at least now they have a chance at a renewed life kind of thing. Now, what we did today is I brought, oh, there it is. I'll show you, this is another trick. I don't know how many of y'all have used for these powders. They're pretty much just ground up pastels in colors, and I use these quite a lot. So I got them here today. I ordered another set because the one I had, I've been using it so long, it's getting nasty. Let's see, now you're looking in the box. There we go. They come in and they're just powdered colors like this. You can make your own. I've done it using, in a pinch, pastel pencils, and I just put them on a file and take off what I need. The main, I usually, these kits last forever except for the gritty brown, and the Micromark doesn't sell them individually. So this, or not gritty brown, the grimy black, that's what I'm looking for. That's what we will end up using the most of. Let's see, grungy gray maybe, faded blue no, mildew green no, rusty brown, gritty.
What is this normally used for?
White. It's just using for aging, or I guess it was invented for the train market. The train people building the train sets, and I guess in their world, we'll go with dirty brown too. I don't know which one. I think I like the muddy. Patina green, no. Desert sand, that would work for mold. Rusty red. All right, so effectively what you use it for is they're just powders and they'll age. Now, when you're going to paint something like this, what I would do, and we're not going to do the whole thing, I'm just going to show you so when you come back, you'll have the ability, because I'll go do this like off screen, I guess, for lack of a better term. Anyway, you want to get an old set of brushes, and these are definitely old and beat up and used. I get them in multiple sizes depending on what it is I'm going to do. So in this particular case, what we're going to do is just go back in, and to demonstrate this, let me pull this out. There we go. So at this point, what we've got here is, as I'm going through, and this actually helps me find it, as well as cover it up. I've got spots which you really can't see if I can get it to even reflect, but I had some extra glue that came out over here in this part right here. And so what I'm going to do is get that glue off of there. Sometimes it's as easy as simply just going in, and since we're aging it anyway, we're going to do, we just slice part of it off and get it off the surface. That's one way. Then you can also go in and sand it off, and that's good for the stick. But in some of these weird compound arrangements, like right here, where I've got a lot going on, I'm going to have to come in and check some of this out, as well as just whatever to get it cut, because I want my pen marks gone. But we're also going to be covering this up with other stuff. So as I go around and I see that, that works. Now what I do this stuff for, the black will come in handy, is I have gaps. And I have gaps, let's see, that's a really big gap here, that I can, just like you see, I can put the knife blade right up under it. Now, it's dry. There's nothing I'm going to do about it. I'm not going to replace the stick or anything else. And I could putty fill it, but I found that that's actually a little bit harder to do. So if I can hide it, that's what I want to do first, and type thing. But more importantly, you can see it. So we'll do it. There's grimy black.
So I have the video, Ed. However, it seems to have emailed low res. It won't give me a high resolution version.
Oh, it looks really pretty.
Yeah. So
well, then just show. That's a different one. I mean, it's still slow-mo. Can you get John's?
I don't know if his will be any different because it's also through his phone, but let me check.
You can try. Are the koalas for the Australia available in the UK yet? I think they should be arriving later this week. They were on last week's restock pallet.
Yeah, he should have them. I would hope by now.
What's today? Tuesday? Oh yeah.
Tuesday, yeah. I know, it almost seems like Thursday already.
It does.
Between yesterday and today. So I'm going to put this on paper here. Actually, this is plastic. So, but you can see what will happen is as I go along, and really all we're doing here is leaving that little dark spot. Okay? But it's a very feathered, almost airbrush looking dark spot. Oh, and here's a moment today. This is dumb. But I got a box in from Badger. about yay size, perfect for it to have an airbrush in it. Got all excited. Hey, he got the sample to us. He was able to do that, and opened it up, and it was the foam samples we've been going back and forth with.
Okay.
So,
Different samples.
yeah.
That's unfortunate.
So, yes, sir. What?
Thank you for everything.
Real fast. So John seems to have worked. He's sending me the second one, though.
Okay.
He sent me the wrong one the first time. But what we need to discuss real fast, Ed, and this is kind of an interesting discussion we can have with our viewers real fast. So we usually do giveaways for the show, right, Ed?
Right.
Okay. So with that in mind, I have a list here of things we might be able to give away, and I'll let you choose one.
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
as the executive.
as
So
the-
wait, do we get to choose it, or are they going to get to choose it? With a
You know
vote?
what?
Either
We could ask them, sure.
How many things are on there?
It's several. I'm not going to read them
Well,
all.
then why don't you get it down to 3, and then let them vote?
Done. Okay. So we have apparently some leftover swag bags from ReaperCon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We have the VIP backpacks that we had at ReaperCon as well. Like the actual, I think it's just the backpack. I don't think it's the whole bundle. And then, let's see here. We have, apparently we have some extra set aside at some point of Nargaloth or Narlethotep. So, I don't know what people want. I imagine people are probably going to go nuts over the swag bag.
I'm seeing a lot of swag bag right now.
Yeah.
So that's no number. They'll put that on the list, and then pick 2 others.
Okay.
Either
2 others.
choice.
Okay. Well, then there's the ReaperCon Witch, the 1638.
Okay.
I don't know if that's special to ReaperCon or what's going on there. So there's the ReaperCon Witch. I think that's kind of an exclusive bit there. There's even some Warlord hats. So we could do a couple of Warlord hats. Either way, dragons, everything. Either way, these will start when we kind of figure out what we're going to do. These are all going to start at 5 subs, obviously.
5 subs.
Now,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I will say, I will preface with, I think these swag bags are a little on the lean side. I don't think they have all the things from the original ReaperCon from this last year. I think they maybe have a few things missing.
Well, the things that if they had anything missing, it's going to be not the stuff we did, but
the extra
other
stuff, right?
other manufacturers would contribute.
Right.
And we would keep making, but instead of giving us the right number, we might run out. So 25 bags wouldn't have it.
And Lauren was kind enough to tell me that they would probably throw a couple little bonus things in those swag bags.
Extra paints or
Yeah,
something.
something like
There's
that.
Sample paints down there running, I think, right now.
So, I don't know why it made me clear Narlethotep Max Powers.
Thanks, Max
that's
Powers.
weird. Yes, thank you for subbing.
He said, "Woo, been here. He's been saving it."
Been saving it. All right. So, on that note, and actually we had a couple earlier too. So, thank you Forever Night. Jason actually lives near me. He's a super cool guy. How you doing, Jason?
Forever night.
So we've had 3 for this stream so
Nikki
far.
Coles, I believe.
Yeah, Nikki, Forever Night, and Max
Max
Powers.
Powers.
So that's
2 more.
3.
We're gonna
We
be
need
doing
2 more
one
to
giveaway?
open it up, and we'll do these swag bags. Now, let me warn you guys. There's only, according to this list, there's only 17, but that could be miscounted, so I'm going to
Swag
take 2
bags?
from that. Yeah.
Okay, well then let's just make it all swag bags. And
We'll make
go
it
from
all
there.
swag bags, but at this point, don't go above 15 times 5, because I'm assuming we don't actually have 17. I'm going to assume there's
like
a few
90,
missing.
80,
So,
70. Pick a random number.
okay. So don't go above that many subs. We'll start giving away other stuff.
Thanks,
Thank you, Chris
And
Air.
it won't be 75.
It won't be, yeah, correct.
Robin
So-
Boy Wonder said, "Add me. I just resubbed."
All right. Is that it? Can I talk?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, you're you're
All right.
fine.
So, now what's happening here is, as you can see, and this is part of the weathering process anyway, is you'll see we're going to go in and make these joints. And what I do is from man size down, which is going to be about this size, 25 millimeter over here, this area here, is actually overall going to be pretty grimy because that's where the humans are. And we're going to put our hands on everything,
Yeah.
and we're going to do all this. And really, the farther up you get in any area, it'll actually start the whole process of when we do the weathering, the final weathering, it'll be a lot cleaner. Okay, because that's the part we don't get to touch every 5 seconds.
I have it on good authority that goblins are definitely grimier than that.
Well, then we'll make definitely their height. We'll definitely get it.
Coffee Nerdery Beer says, "Can you do a close up of the weathering effect when Ed gets a chance?"
Oh,
Absolutely,
okay.
I can. No. You have to refocus it, Ed. So when you're actually ready to show it off, if it's right now, I can show
Yeah,
it off. Okay.
yeah. Are you coming over here again? Wow.
I got my swag bag at ReaperCon, so I will sit out the giveaway so somebody else can get one. They're pretty cool. Bug Lips, I say you can still enter. It just creates another
So we
another
rolled it up
ticket.
about
But then you can give it away to somebody else,
here.
Ooh.
That area.
Did this fill the gaps? Is that what this purpose
No,
of
it's
it
hiding
is?
the gaps.
Hiding the
It's
gaps.
not filling the gaps. It's by making the whole area black. You're turning everything black. It basically it's deception.
Yeah. Man, our brains
Are
are
you ready?
crazy.
Okay, so now what I'm looking for here is a couple of things. And you can barely see it, but you'll pick it out, is right here you'll see a discoloration. That's actually glue. That little white line that looks right there.
Oh, I see.
This is what allows me to go in and find that glue and get it off before we start painting and messing with the surface.
Oh, cool.
Because as we're going along on this surface, anywhere there's glue, it's not going to want to absorb into the wood. It treats it totally different.
Oh.
And so it looks really bad. So this helps me find it and then allows me to decide.
Oh, that's
On the weathering side, as you can see here, this is more of a step area. It's just at the joint. This is just basically collecting up the grime. And this is sort of pre-griming it. So as we go back in, we'll go. Now, what we'll end up doing is I'll put some gray, or they call it grungy gray, this sort of weird brown, and I'll probably add some white to it. But I want to have streaks of that because wood itself always turns gray if left unpainted and everything else. Now, we're going to have this as painted. I was going to go with red unless we got a better color because it was originally, as it started out a million years ago, some evil guy's conquering the world, and this is one of his trebuchets. So red would work, but really you're going to paint it something. Historically, if it was going to be painted anything, it would have probably been painted black, simply because coal black, that was the easiest thing for them to make something. But you don't want to leave it exposed to the wood, because overnight it could, just a rain could cause all the wood to absorb and cause various joints and weaken
Get
and all
bloated
sorts of junk, yeah. So, we've got to protect it in some way. While they're always drawn in natural wood, they would be protected. So I just wanted to show you that part real quick. Now to clean this stuff up, I just have to go in and look at stuff like that and either get in there with my knife and decide to just route a chunk out or pop it out, because it's a glue, it'll pop right out.
Because you're going to be painting over this, right?
Yes, yes. Actually, we're going to do more of a stain. Let me get back to where you can see. Now you can see that point. You get a little bit of the shadow there in the light. But that little white strip that's there now, that was where the glue was. But I was able to see it because I put the powder on. So that's why you want that particular step. Then, anyway, now there's some pictures I want to go over real quick.
Oh, cool.
With this. You want to load those up on the looming of the...
Yeah, I'm starting the giveaway now.
Okay. Yeah, this is pretty intense.
The giveaway is now officially open as of Dr. Bob's contribution, and thank you, Paul John's Life. We're
Paul
at
John's Life.
six
good.
subs totals. As a reminder, every 250 bits, or even the further tier of subs, does grant you essentially more towards the giveaway. So you don't have to just have individual tier 1 subs.
Sometimes I wonder, is anybody even here for what's going on?
Yeah, no, there's no one watching us, actually.
There's no one watching, right? They're just bots talking to bots.
Just hashtag
Well,
free bots.
I'm going to go to the widescreen here, Ed, while we talk about it.
Yeah. Well, this is where those pictures up, yeah. Okay, can you get them all up? Because that was part of the sequence. There were 3, I
Yes.
think, photos.
There were 3. I have 3 photos, correct.
Okay. What was that?
How long did it take you?
Well, I'll tell you, after I got it, the correct material, the whole thing took hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
I guess once you get into the rhythm of it.
Right, once you start putting those cinch knots in, or what there was another guy called it a different slip knot. Okay, so as you can see in the top photo, here's the big thing. On the last episode, you'll hear me say I was having to put together this twine in 4 because my cord that I'd ordered had not shown up. And I said, well, I'm just too lazy to go. I'll research it and find out where it is, okay? So anyway, on Friday, I guess it was, or Thursday, sometime this week, this box shows up from Australia. And at first I thought, okay, this is EtherWorks, whatever. Something's come in. I didn't really worry about it. And so when I got to it on my desk, I opened it up. And inside of it were everything I'd ordered. So I'd gone to this website, ordered all this stuff from a place in Australia, and didn't even realize it was from Australia. I assumed it was here in the U.S. Globalization in its ugliest. So anyway, now that we got it all in, what I was able to get is cord, or I call it, and it's just going to be like this. And you can get it, or do the down camera real quick, just so you can get it. So you can see, I mean, it's going to be obviously thicker than thread, and you can order it in various sizes. This one's thinner than this one, and I've got even more that are more or even thinner than that. And then you know, you can get this as this would be a thick thread, as you can see, if I want to do that. The other thing, when you go to these are a nice place to do this, and you don't have to go to the Australian one. You can go back to the other cam. Is you want shipbuilding parts from the people that actually build the wooden ship models with all the sailing and this stuff like that. And the nice thing about those websites is they have just tons of just fun stuff, of which I was able to get chain. So when I put this on a base, we'll be able to put chain down on it. Well, I guess we may have the other camera back now. I'm sorry, I wasn't even paying attention.
There we go.
So I can get these pulleys.
Oh, cool.
And these are actually the two smaller ones that are there, or maybe even the two large, depending on what we do, that's part of the whole actual trigger mechanism that'll be built for it. As I said, you can get chain in here. This is smaller chain.
Oh, cool.
There's larger chain, depending on what you're wanting to do, as well as then I can also get block and tackle. Kind of a thing. And I'm going to have to check the history on that. But anyway, that's what you can get for this. So once I got the cord, and the picture on this top one here, it's on the loom. And that was as me going along, and I did them all from that end. And then the picture that's to the right, this one up here, let's always the opposite of, there we go, that one. Okay, this is where I was playing around with it and trying to figure out, I needed the cord to actually, like you see in the bottom picture, make a boat shape. And then the way you achieve that is you have these long runners off that run the full length from where you corded, you know, all of the lines running, like you can see in that loom photo there's one single line that runs across, and then the next one, they're all spaced evenly. Is you start bundling these together at points. But you don't just start here and do them. What you'll do to get this, and because you go sort of coax it into place, is I bundled this subset here, and then also bundled the subset again up here. And then from that you can play with it, and then that's when I came back and then bundled both sets. I determined I needed to go here and here. Actually, this one did the job. This one was to basically bring this ring into place. Now to make the ring, I don't have the stuff here. You can make them out of a straight pin, but I got some little softer material. It was sort of a silver-plated copper wire. It's a little bit stiffer. And on this particular set of pliers that has the round things, you just sit here and roll it, and then roll a ring for it, and go from there. Although you could probably find a lot of this stuff. And then now we came to the boom itself. And so what we did here on the boom is wrap this part. This is pure aesthetics, what we had in there. And we also dropped in eyelets that are here. As you can see, let me get them in the paper. You can see them along here.
By the way, Ed,
yeah.
John and I have a theory that you're telling us that's for aesthetics, but you really broke it in two and you're covering it up.
Yeah.
With wood glue.
You've seen me repair stuff.
Yeah, okay.
It does look cool.
So anyway, I dropped these eyelets in. And now these are both, we're going to use them, but they're actually also both that and for aesthetics. Because like you've also got eyelets in two different directions on this side. You've got some that are horizontal or that way, things like that, pins, this. A lot of this is that there's more to this trebuchet that has to be assembled. So it's going to need assembly points to be able to crane stuff and all sorts of junk. So attaching doodads all up and down it is perfectly fine. The actual functional part when it's through shooting is, and this isn't probably the final one, although it might be, we'll play with it, is up here, is I just took a straight pin and bent it over and made a loop and then put the cord in there. Now from that cord, when I loom this together, I have this part right here, and you can see it. That's a little loop that comes out of the whole thing. Now, what happens is that when you saw this flying, this thing was flying all over the place when it was going after it launched.
Yeah.
So to stop that, what you do is you have from this loop, I'll draw a line from there to, let's say right here, this one. Okay, there's an eyelet there. And then what that does is when it gets up here, in theory, it was supposed to be able to pull it down. A lot of times they'd have a balancer on this end hanging to the rope, and it was basically to keep it from tangling up on itself. So I'm tethering it to keep it from going everywhere. I don't know if that'll actually work at this scale. This particular thing here is just part of the trigger mechanism. It would actually reattach to this eyelet up here at the very top, and it would make this long triangle like this. Now what that is the bottom part, of which the pulley would be right here on this part, and then here on the base of where it would have its pull-togethers, those two plastic tubes, and we'll wind those with twine and all that kind of stuff, or I'll get that done. And there would also be another that comes up that has the other part of the pulley. And at the two eyelets for the pulley where they come together, we'll put a pin, a straight pin through it. And when you pull that, that would actually be your launcher if you wanted to shoot it again. So that's what we did. Now, probably the most important part of when you have to do something like this, or really anything, if you're actually wanting it to do what it's supposed to do, and understanding all of the geometry of to get it to work, this is the release pin here. Now what has to happen is as this is going through its flight and it's coming up like this, at some point this ring is going to leave this pin. Because all this really is just a hand sling, and this wooden part here is your arm. And if you've ever tried a sling, you're going to know that if you hold on to it too long before letting it go, you're just going to slam your own arm with the rock or the piece.
It'll stay in the sling.
Or it'll stay in the sling. Or if you let go of it too early, you're going to do what? Throw the rock sideways and hit your buddy, okay?
Yeah.
So that is controlled in this particular case. What?
That's it, perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what we were really there. By the angle, right, that is affected right here. Now, in an actual trebuchet construction, they'll put a piece in right here at 90 degrees, just a single rod, and then they'll angle it upwards slightly. And I don't know what the actual degree is. It's not very much at all. But that's a lot to do with really where you're going to put it in the full swing of things. So a normal trebuchet would be somewhere around here for its arc. So I have about, looks like to be about 4.5, 5 inches away between the trebuchet base and this. And so as you can see, my hook on the end has got a really big angle on it. Well, that's because to get this to get enough force, we're down here before we let it go. And as you'll notice there, it's barely level. So I'm simulating this down here, which would normally be in the real thing back up here. Does that make sense?
It does.
But what that does is allow me to hold it here to launch it, and as it goes through its arc, when it gets up to right about this point, you'll see now it's actually just waiting for that thing to slip right off of it, the ring, to just slip right off and let it go. And now you've got that video up? Yeah. Is this the sideways slow-mo?
I think so.
Okay.
That's the one I sent.
And
Now, mind you, since I'm importing this live, it could be loud.
Don't know how
It is
loud
going to loop. So just warning everyone right now, if your volume is turned up.
is this where we were talking about five-finger death punch and screaming real loud?
Yes, all in the same
so
video.
you might hear
actually.
that on the video.
Yeah,
raining?
so I'll give people
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
second.
storms are supposed to be coming in.
I'm going to give people just a
That or
second
my
to
ex-wife's
actually
down in the lobby.
turn down. All right. I've given you guys
Oh
a
my God, that is
second.
the
Now,
Reaper
now I'm going to
wall.
go.
All right, here we go.
Needs
There
a
it is.
strong word.
Oh, it's sideways.
Sideways. See if you can rotate it.
I'm going to. I'm just going to turn it.
Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah.
Needs a strong word.
There we go.
Now this is where John is he's got it in there. All he's doing is just the arm, but you can see how it throws it like a
Needs a
sling.
strong word.
Yeah, this was just to show what it looks like.
There you go. So in slow-mo, that's
Needs a
what's
strong
happening in really fast. And there's my blue work bucket. I just scrape all this stuff into that bucket. and there's my paintbrush. So there you go.
Awesome.
That'll show you that side of it. Yeah, there's a lot of nerdy history, I guess, all this kind of junk.
Yeah,
to it.
someone said that this takes a lot of research to make.
Well, it's something, too, that, really, that day when I was being so flippant and going, yeah, we'll get it to shoot something. How about a Hershey Kiss? It was really, I'll tell you, I'll be honest, about 2 hours later, I was going, oh, crap, why did I say that?
He's
That just
overcommitted.
changes so much. Versus if we just had to make this static, we would have
We would've
had this
finished,
move and done, blah, blah, and it would be, it'd been done. So anyway, that's where we are on that. And what we have to do today for the construction side before time gets away from us is I was finishing this. At this point, we're really, I call this just buttoning it up. We're going to clean up all of the errors, like that I'll go along and I'll find all these parts here with the glue. That's a weird, like that. And I'll get this done, and then I'll also sand it. And what I will do it, and this is just my modeler if I'm going to, this is not going into competition, but if I was building a competition piece, how I would approach this is that, again, all this human activities in this lower part. So all of my corners down here are going to be a lot more worn and a lot more rounded and a lot rougher looking, because as I'm twirling around in my walk, we're all the time grabbing corners and just doing weird stuff. So I'd really get heavy down here, and that's just the way my brain goes into that. And then we go on up. And then this area here would be, it's when paint fades, or what'll happen is if it's raining and the water hits here, it's going to run down this thing. So the farther it travels, the more it builds up. We've seen it, more and more water. paint fading will actually start down here and work its way up. So you can have that as an element. And you put all this stuff in there, and really all you're trying to do is, and judges, they don't care. They're not looking at that. The reason you're doing that, though, is so that when a judge looks at the piece, it looks natural to them. Okay, like a critique that I helped a guy with years ago at a ReaperCon was he had built a helicopter. I think it was like a Vietnam era Huey or something, and he had gone in and highlighted, like if you were painting a figure, you highlight up, right? So the lower areas were dark and the higher areas were light. And so when he was painting the panels, he was asked. He did okay. But when we came and asked me about the judging and all, I said, well, here's sort of what you've got your issue going here. All of the panels on an aircraft are handled by hands, and then that means that these points come off. I don't have anything to draw with, but the panels here, you pull these things off, and then I'm grabbing this like this and pulling it off. No one ever touches the center of the panel.
Yeah.
And so it's actually quite the opposite of a figure. I want to go ahead and make all my extremities and those edges all dark, and all this interior area white. And when you do that, it's not that the judge is like going, oh, he did excellent weathering and detailing. You've just now made it look comfortable and natural to his eyes, because that's what it would normally look like. And that's sort of how I would approach it, or that's how you're doing that for here. So at this point, when I call it buttoning it up, we're just adding, this is another thing, if you're going to build a competition piece, I guess, out of this or something like this, is it looks cooler if it has a lot of edgier parts to it, I guess, for lack of a better thing. But really what it does is it gives you more points to paint or to add detail to. So by adding rivets here, I will come back in and add little drainage, like a little bit of mark here, where this rivet is now draining down, or as it's rained, the iron oxide it'll seep off onto and discolor this. So you can actually add some rust there, things like that. Things like this, if it has any structural context, I don't know, but this is where it broke, was actually on this side. I had to replace this. And so in turn we end up with, I wasn't paying attention, so it's not 90 anymore on my ballast. But anyway, this would be the kind of, we just adding that. And all I did was just using this tool here, because angles are already really hard for people. So this is this tool here, and it's graded at angles. And so I just go on and clip this stuff real fast using this, and you just start randomly gluing this on, but in some logical, sensible way. So I have this piece here to hold, because the theory being is I could use small boards like this, but I've put all of this rock or whatever they're going to use for ballast, and then this is shoring up its sides. So that's why I chose a larger piece. And then just to remind everybody, this was not one piece here with a slot cut in it. This was actually 3 different pieces here that I cut this side, the inside, and that side, and glued them together and did all of that.
To make it fit snugly in between.
Fit snugly in there and stuff like that. So here it is blank, and of course you could paint this and use this if you wanted to, but by us adding various fiddly bits and stuff like that, it just helps. And logically, I mean, you could go back and look at pictures. This one here, actually, this picture has that same board, but they put a ton of rivets in this thing. That's sort of what we were doing. This piece here sort of threw me. I never paid attention to it, to be honest with you. It almost looks like this is another pivot point. And when looking at the whole thing and running it through the stuff, I believe, and I didn't try it, but that if you turn that into a pivot point, that this part here, it rocks, but like you saw it in the slow-mo, it rocks, but it sort of stays along the axis of the beam.
Yeah.
If I added a second articulation point there, I think you'd find it rocking on top of this rocking, and then all of a sudden now we're going to be out of control. So I went ahead and did rate it solid as such. It looks like it. So this is, I'm just going to bet, was support. That's what I'm going to go with. Kind of a thing. This is the part here we're going to manufacture so we can get it on the front. And I'm actually going to try and put some weight into it, because one of the slow-mo videos we saw is when this was coming down like this, it's actually sitting up here. It's supposed to just fall straight down and pull and go through its arc. Okay, and there was a point in there where it jigged because it was trying to get whatever, it wasn't, the geometry wasn't right. Anyway, I think by adding a counterweight to the front that we'll pull that on there. Also too, it's back to what I was telling everybody, your arc on this, we're coming all the way down to this point here. And then we're trying to get all our speed between this point and up here, whereas normally this would be pulled down and it'd be right about here. Anything I can add to the front to it here would help and counter that jig or that little knock it had. But anyway, that helps accelerate it on top of those side wings we had in that other photo. right here, which are almost like bows.
Yeah, you said they warp.
Yeah,
and bend.
they're mounted here, and then as there's actually on the bottom of this bucket, you don't see it here, would be something. So as this goes up, okay, as it's rising up, it's using a pulley, and it's pulling these in from here to put like a bow.
Yeah.
Right, and so when you let go, this is pulling, the front, everything is trying to get as much out of it, because all your energy's gone. When you get to here, that ball's going. So
Yeah.
any energy you still have after that is just fully lost. So anyway,
it'll probably cause damage to the structure if it
yeah,
keeps
if you
going.
did, keeps going. Yeah, there's no, yeah, absolutely no telling. It's not the period of time I'd want to be out in the middle of the battlefield on. But,
Dimitri says, "Are you sure you're not an engineer?"
No, I am not. I mean, trust me.
He's a civil engineer and he's impressed.
Are you really a civil engineer? Really?
Somebody said trebuchets were designed for 6 to 10 weeks, depending on how long the siege was, to
Right.
be weathered.
But right, and see, and then you'd probably have to re-weather it in there because sometimes sieges could last years. You know, they didn't always go down super fast. So, but there you go. History Channel documentary level. I can make my own siege. Yeah, there you almost. But there's a ton of videos about this stuff on there, and including too. I'm sure people have built. Well, I know they built full-size ones, and I bet if you got on YouTube, there's probably people that have built various models. And nowadays, we get it's a lot more fun, easier to find information. So I'm showing you what I'm going to be doing to this part, and how I'm going to do the glue, and how it's going to be done. But that'll be done later when I have time. What we're going to do is focus on getting this part, the last part of the construction. Also, too, another thing that's to the weathering is this particular piece here. We built it, I think, first, second show. And this is the trough that the ammo's going to run down. Well, this is a jagged rock, or whatever I've put in here. And if anything, it's pushing down on the cord of the bucket, or of this part. Okay, the sling. So what's going to happen is you're literally dragging 400 pounds along this every time.
Yeah.
So this will get a really good amount of wear into it, and it'll only happen from about here to here, where it mainly is going to happen.
Because then it'll lift up.
Because by this point it's lifting and going, and it doesn't always get back to this point. If it does, you know, it's not as often, whatever I was trying to say. So you're going to see it go like that, because I would bet this piece wore out and you're going to be changing this relatively often. Because if you're throwing 400 pound slugs or whatever they were going to use.
Boulders.
So anyway, boulders or
Pumpkins.
yeah. I did think I would like to someday get up there just to watch that. I don't know if I could handle it for more than an hour or two and then get bored, but I think it'd still be cool to go do. So to build these counterweights, I grabbed some scraps out. That's going to be limiting, but we'll try and go with the scraps. Obviously, I was using that for a...
Man, those snap just so easy.
Yeah.
And pretty clean, too. Pretty straight snaps.
So with that, we're going to construct this. And I did find, right here. So we have to make a box for it. So effectively, it's a large counterweight that's just extended out farther. And again, what you're doing is you know, you can hold the weight close, and the farther out and it gets heavier, or it exerts more downward force. The weight doesn't change. It's still 10 pounds or whatever. So anyway, we're going to build that out of this. I will show you. In fact, we can do that part first. But before we get into it, since again, ruler's not required, we have to sort of figure out what we're going to do and where we're going to attach it. Now this shows to almost be attached on the inside. That would make sense in as much as this has to swing through those two. So we could...
Is this on the inside or the outside of the box?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It shows here to be on the inside. And that's what we were using. Actually, this one is what I was using a lot of. And of course, that looks to be on the inside. They're saying this at this point because that's an axle, just like that's an axle. They're saying that should be an articulated separate box. Or it's what this picture's saying. So, well, ours is working without it. I'm not going to worry about it. We're scared. We scared the hell out of a chocolate kiss. That's all that matters to me.
Multiple times.
Yeah. Too bad Toy Story's not real. They'd be in here screaming as we launched them.
Now the goal is to try to launch it into somebody's mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way across the room.
Okay. So as we can see here, I'm assuming this material was probably stone of some kind. But they're strapping here. That's not the way you would strap stone and then hang it in the air. So this is an artist having fun. This one's got a double strap on it, but I'm still assuming it's stone. So what we're going to do is make us 2 stones that would sit out like that, or 3 stones. But I've got to know really where we're going to mount. So we're going to mount to the inside, and what I need is one at the lower point here, and I'm going to need one at the upper point here. And this board is thicker than that, so they'd come together really quick. There wouldn't be much to it. It wouldn't stick out very far.
Yeah.
So I need it to be out here, but I need it to be triangulated. So
Do we have a thinner one?
that would be, I think that's the same. That's the
Oh.
same. Got this square. It's thinner. All right. So let me see if we can make us one here.
Oh, you're going to chop it in half?
Yeah.
I see.
Or chop 2 chunks off of it. I don't know if it'll actually be exact half.
Ooh, that makes a good sound. I don't. Does that pick up, Justin? I know you're not wearing your headphones, but that's some ASMR right there.
AMR?
ASMR.
Oh.
I'll teach you after.
4 scale fling? Yeah, that would be fun. That would, Nomad, that would be like doing our own pumpkin
Oh yeah.
chunking.
To like start ReaperCon.
Yeah, but I
Just chunk
couldn't
it.
imagine, man. You have that many people having that much fun and giving them something they could sling in a room with 700-800 people at any given moment, if not more.
I mean,
Yeah, it would be hard for me to resist.
I mean, you're not
So,
wrong. Make
this
it a
looks
game
more
out
to
of it.
scale. These would look more to scale, so I bet we can build it
Yeah,
out
I
of
like
that.
those. I like those a lot more.
So we'll be going under the top. We're going to go from the inside. Oh, I need to check clearance too.
I like that idea though. Nomad, this ReaperCon Surf 4 scale fling.
I've always thought something like that kind of an activity. I mean, sort of like in Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts that have those activities, sort of like the Pinewood Derby race or something. If there was something we could do that would be fun, that all the plans, that we just have the kits there, give people to them, and see if they could go fly the paper airplane farther. Oh, wow, that one's starting to bend. Huh. Okay, so I've got this.
We still got a long time until ReaperCon, so there's still a lot of ideas. So
See, if I get on the inside,
it might
that's
stop
going to
it.
be, that's going to hit the axle. I'm wondering how well this drawing is drawn. I wonder if they played up to it on the side, fronting, because here I'm going to hit the
The edge
bottom
of
of
the
my
ballast.
beam. Yeah, so I'm going to bet they're just, we're going to stick them in directly into the side. That'll be easier.
Angle them up.
Yeah, into the face of it. Yeah, interesting. So, anyway, if anybody's got an idea like that, I think something like one year, because the theme was the Mouselings. Remember the sci-fi theme? I don't remember what that was. 2010, 12, something like that.
Yeah, it was around that
in
range.
that area, about almost 10 years ago. We had, since it was a sci-fi theme, I thought about getting those rocket kits for everybody.
Oh.
They could build their own rocket, but you hang them on a string and shoot them down.
Yeah.
Rubber band powered, and then let people build those and have a contest of something like that. This year's Pirates, so I don't know what it would be.
Make it very piratey.
All right. So
The Brinewood
the Brinewood Derby.
Yeah.
Well, that would be that old rowboat at that point. Yeah. Go off the waterfall.
That's a good one, Blood Wild.
Okay, so we're going to come up
Get
and we're
the
gonna
gears
go
turning,
up.
people. So it's like the winner of the MSP paint contest gets their mini shot out of a trebuchet.
Oh boy. Yeah, that ain't happening.
They offer it up as sacrifice.
So they take their entry seriously. There's a lot of work there.
Oh, I'm excited. There's going to be a lot of pictures this year. So I hope you guys are ready.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm trying to figure out exactly where I'm going to want my angle and where it's got to be. And I'm going to go back and remember it being approximately there. And we're going to say the top one, yeah, it stays where it is.
Because then you're going to have to put them together, right? They're going to have to connect.
Yeah.
And then put
But I'm going
the
to build
two
both
stones.
sides at one time, the left and the right. So I'm hoping that that's using this, that I can keep it. And now that I've got that, let me hold it together. And we will now hold it here. And that well, no, it needs to go a little bit. So that could be handled by shortening this. Let me do it this way.
To angle it up a little bit more.
Yeah, or moving this one back this way a little bit, just to get an idea if this is going to work.
Because it's not a perfect triangle.
Right,
I mean,
it goes up. It
it's
bows up a
angled.
little bit. Yeah, probably more like that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to work. And so I've just got to figure out now on these what it's going to be.
Rings Raccoon, if you go to our forums and look at the ReaperCon section, there is a bunch of stuff about the paint contest on there.
All of the rules are there and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
There's two levels of there's two types running. As an example, we use, oh God, I can't even think of the name of it now. It's a feedback system.
Oh, where
I forgot the official name. I'm sorry.
everybody gets judged.
You're judged against yourself
Yeah.
by a group, and you can receive gold, silver, or bronze, or nothing.
Open?
Open, that's
Open,
the
yeah,
open
MSP
scale.
open, yeah.
MSP open.
Open
Open style, open system. And what it does is it allows each piece to be taken as its own standalone piece, and you're not competing against anybody but yourself. It's the most popular and by far the largest. And how it works is a group of 3 people will come along, and these are qualified judges or people that have already won. You know, like Derek Schubert and Rhonda
Michael
Bender
Proctor.
and Proctor. Proctor is actually the executive director of the whole
head of it
show.
all.
All of this will be happening, and go from there. And then they'll give you their scores, and the scores are tallied up. And if you get enough points, you'll get a gold, silver, bronze. And then after the show, the judges that judge your stuff are available for you to talk with them and ask questions. Why did I get? I want a gold, but how could I improve? Or I want a bronze. How do I get to silver?
Yep.
And they are more than willing, and it's always been a very positive environment. For rings, if you want to win a Sophie trophy, what happens there is you just need to paint a Reaper piece. And that automatically puts you in for the running to go into that category.
Yeah.
But now that is not open judging. That is simply, there's like a Best of Show award, etc. They're just giving out like that. But then they do have a silver bronze level in there.
Yeah.
But it is out of a pool of applicants, one is chosen for this particular, that kind of a thing.
That's right. That's the contest judging is probably one of my favorites, is because there's the note cards whenever you submit your piece, and whenever you're judged and everything, all the judges will write all their critique on the back.
Yeah.
So when you go pick up your piece, you'll have a note card that was displayed with your piece, and it'll have all your information on there, like all the tips and stuff that the judges would suggest. And
So
everything
yeah,
like that.
within reason. I mean, if it's too much or
Yeah.
detailed, but again, the judges are all around the show. It's usually best to catch them right after. We encourage you to catch them right after the judging. The ceremony's over on Saturday. That way, they don't spend the whole show having people constantly, stopping them in the bathroom
Yeah.
or wherever.
Yeah.
That would get annoying. Okay.
It's great.
So I'm going to say now, as you can see, we're pretty close with our little angles. And then what I'm going to do is recreate, oh damn, wrong piece. This is supposed to be this piece. There we go. I'll have to do that and go back again. That's no problem. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. It really is. And then we have an awards ceremony on Saturday night. Ann is always been our host for that.
Our adjudicator.
Yes, and but it is just a lot of fun, and we put all of this stuff up on. So when they call, because there's going to be the ballroom's full. It's
Yeah.
There's several hundred people, if not I don't know how many.
And it takes a while.
And it takes a while. But what will happen is that we have TV screens in there. They're actually big projection screens, and then the projectors will put the pieces up. So when a piece is called, they'll put it up there. That way you'll know what it is and what it was, and things like that. So it makes it easy.
And it gets longer and longer the more pieces that are entered, because we go through every single piece in every single category.
Now, I'm getting this rear angle here.
So
But it does. I would say it's a couple hours. It's not
Yeah.
too
it's a
too
lot of
deadly.
fun.
And it starts at 7, is it? I believe. No, in the past, somewhere
yeah.
around there. Enough time to go out and take the last class, and then after the last class, go get dinner and do whatever you're going to do,
And then come hang out.
come hang out. I'll curve that later.
Also, as a reminder, since we have more people in chat
Oh
now,
yeah.
we're doing a swag bag giveaway of the we have some swag bags left over from last year's ReaperCon.
Yes, rings.
We have like 15 of them, I'd say, and right now we're at 6 subs worth of stuff, so we're giving away one of them. But every 5 subs, we're giving away another one.
Yep.
Right,
Every
John?
5 subs. Yep. What are we at now? You said
We're at 6 subs.
6. So 4 more. We'll be giving another swag bag away.
Correct.
There we go. And for all you people who don't know, if you have a Twitch Prime, you can link it to your Twitch account. Your Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch Prime, and you'll get 1 free sub
Correct.
a month.
And so, resubs do count, gift subs count. Higher tiered subs will count towards it as well. So a tier 2 is as good as 2 subs.
2 subs, yeah.
Tier 3 is as good as 5 subs. And then bits work as well. They're basically pennies. So 250 bits is 1 sub essentially.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I think we're also working out a big system for our subs for the Discord. We don't know yet. We don't know what it's going to look like or, what the perks are going to be, but we're working on it, I think.
Okay. Oh. So, back to your regularly scheduled programming. So, here's what we've got. We've got our 2 sides of this piece that we're constructing.
Hey.
There are no cross members because it's got to come in between and do what it's got to do as the arm's going around. So now what I'm going to focus on real quick is actually building these ballast boxes and getting them reasonably to scale. So the scale looking like is if I lay the piece out, and I do this, and I do this, and I put it like that,
Ooh, yeah.
and there we go. That's what it'll be. So I need to hang these boxes on. Let me get up
The
here
stones?
to make sure.
These are going to be the stones?
Yeah, that's close. Somewhere it looks like, approximately like in this area right here.
Maybe line it up with the top.
Yeah. It looks like it's in front of the joint there. Yeah, just right about there. We're going
Yeah.
to give it in that area. So at that point, and it can stick out, although it doesn't stick out on that photo, and we can't see in that photo. So we'll go right there.
Thanks, Planar Crossroads. It's 9 now. Hey, Reaper is my addiction. Better late than never. You can always go back and watch the
Achilles
YouTube
blade
video.
in here?
I did see Achilles earlier. I don't know if
Okay.
they're still here, but I did see them earlier.
Yeah.
I think he's here for most streams. He's really, he's
Yeah.
one of our hardcore regulars.
He's Romero.
He is. Super cool guy. Talked to him for a long time at ReaperCon.
I went up to Ron's office, and this is a bad taste, but nonetheless, I went up to Ron's office and said, hey, by the way, I got my balls back today from my ex-wife. And
Okay.
right, and he's like, "What the hell?" He just usually dismisses me.
I like this with zero context.
Yeah, zero context.
Yeah.
Zero context. And so what I've got in this box though are these 2 steel ball bearings, that are just like
okay.
this big, and it was Achilles Blade who had sent them to me. He was he's Special Forces, and he had these. They had to go out and take out a damaged M60 tank. They weren't going to salvage it. They need to destroy it. And they blew the turret off, and it were rained down on them all of these ball bearings that were this big. And at ReaperCon, when Romero and I were talking, he was like, I've got these. Would you like? I said, hell yeah, that'd be cool. I've got, the Sabo round and all this. I've got not enough tank parts, but I'm collecting tank parts up slowly down there. And he sent me that pair. And I just wanted to thank him. Thank you very much
Oh.
if you're here. If not, I'll catch you on the next show.
Yeah, he's.
Oh,
there
I
he
know
is.
who he is.
Yeah.
Achilles Blade?
Yeah,
I
super
recognize
cool
his name.
guy.
Mhm.
Super cool guy.
Yeah.
I've talked to him before at
I think he
ReaperCons,
put
multiple
Achilles
ReaperCons.
Blade on his Reaper
On his
tag.
badge?
I think he did. Yeah.
I've talked to him a few times, actually. In the past.
I think he sat at the table with Vicky and I in the corner when we weren't streaming. We were talking when Connor was there.
Yeah.
We talked to him for a while.
He said he's always watching. Hey, Crocodile. Speaking of Australia, the koalas are still going down. Crocodile is a Australian streamer.
Couldn't tell by the name, but yeah.
Crocodile. And so we're still doing the koalas. No clue on when they're going to end. We want to give it time to breathe and, get the word out so we can try to get as much donated as possible.
Definitely. I'll have an update on Thursday's show. That's when I'll make the transfer to the RSPCA down there in South Australia. We're just doing it once a week. It has been an incredible response. Although today, Tuesday, feeling like Thursday, I didn't even get a chance to check to see what it was up to. But it's growing. I think it was over 18,000 U.S. at this point.
18. Yeah, last I checked, it was 18,000 something.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Ladonde is back. Hey, so I meant to ask.
Ladonde.
Fun fact, learned too, Ladonde's name is Justin as well.
Ah.
So
Yes, it does, Ladonde. Short answer, yeah.
Yeah, it does. It comes with the stuff, as long as it says corset, right? It's that really long.
Yeah, but really long image, the
Yeah.
corset. Yep.
So I think are you new to the channel, Ladonde? Because I haven't seen your name before.
They're subbed with Twitch Prime, so Thanks, Planet Crossroads, for the gifted. I believe that puts us at 10, right?
We're at 14 actually.
Oh, 14. Yikes.
We had a bunch of bits. That came
Oh,
through.
you're right. So Reaper is My Addiction is saying we're at 19,470.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
I think our goal is 25,000.
That's the first goal.
That's
put
the
it that
first
way.
goal.
We're not going to stop. I want to hit that goal. That is our goal. And if we just reserve, if it's still going strong, because the impact and the impact on the RSPCA, I get these emails from. They are just blown away. I mean, they are just thankful, and they are still dealing with a lot of and for a long time. Not only just the current, we got to get the fires done and get this done, but the whole aspect of repairing.
Because I know there's flooding now. There's a lot of aftermath.
Well, yeah, it's going to turn when rainy season comes. That was one of the things that was mentioned. Is you've now lost a lot of your vegetation that holds everything in place. So you're now looking at mudslide possibilities and just all sorts of unfun stuff.
I didn't know you guys had a Twitch or a Discord, which
know
I
what?
thought was super cool.
There you go, Ladonde.
Yeah, Ladonde.
Welcome to the community.
Yeah, our Discord's actually doing really well right now. I'm enjoying it. It's still relatively small. There's only about 200 people on there, but I can imagine it once it starts like growing up and getting really busy, it's going to get kind of hectic. But I love it so far.
Also, with my gifted sub to Ladonde, we're at 15, so we're giving away 3 currently.
3 swag bags are being given away. Soon, actually. Depending on when we want to stop that. Because I know we started a little bit late, but...
What?
To the giveaways.
Oh. No, it can still, yeah. Well,
I didn't know what time you wanted to end today.
That's okay. I mean, it's really, if we get this completed.
Okay.
I mean, I'd stay up here all day and night if I couldn't do this. It might be supposed to be work, but it's not.
I know there's probably some new people in here. Maybe we can do the slow-mo video again, so people can see.
Yeah, and then towards the end, we'll put it back together and see where it comes to. Okay. So.
Where's Trash Rama when you need him to just do the quotes that he does?
Yeah, Trash Rama's awesome. Hey, Reaper Harley. She just joined us.
Oh, good. That's good, man. She actually had a tooth cut out today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts my mouth.
That explains why Dave said he was hanging out at home.
Ah, that's why I haven't seen him today.
That makes
I
a lot
saw
of
him
sense.
this
Well, he was
morning
in
and
here
he's gone.
earlier. Yeah, he was in for a little while. Yeah, that's not the kind of surgery. I mean, not that any surgery is like, hey, I'm looking forward to this,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Hope you're feeling okay.
Now, what I generally on this would like to also do is pre-rough them up. If we're going to assume, what I've done here is built it in a way that these were 2 rocks that were quarried. They're slabs. They were strapped together, and
What are
they
you
go
looking
on there. The little gray. I have a black sanding stick that I'd pulled out in all of this mess.
Oh, it's underneath your orange scissors.
There we go.
Whatever they are. I don't know the professional term for those. Clippers?
Clippers.
Angle
orange,
clippers?
Orange stippers. Orange got it. When you say orange, you just know where to go.
The thingamajigs?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is start to, like, again, a quarried rock, and then they have to, this part here, is before I glue these together and attach them, I want to go ahead and give them some character.
Then, obviously, you paint these like stone.
Right, then when we do the painting. Next week we'll be doing a lot of the painting. What'll happen is by next week I'll have this back together, I'll have it buttoned up, I'll have the glue off, things like that. There might be some test spots on the bottom of it to show you what we're going to do so I can work out whatever patterns and stuff. And then we'll actually spend that time painting it. And if we don't finish it, we'll post a picture of it because we do have to move on.
Yeah. I'm excited to start some new stuff.
Yeah. I think that somebody had put me on the schedule for building some snowscape.
Correct.
Terrain.
You are next doing a snowy terrain for Josh's.
Like a hillside, like a mountain?
Well,
kind of
it's
a
going to be for that encounter right there on the
Yeah.
whole.
Right here.
So yeah,
Those 4.
Is it on a mountain? That's new to me. I
I
thought
mean,
it was
it's
a
really
campsite.
it can be a campsite.
It can be
That's
that.
fine.
Because
It's-
I know the next part of the adventure is that they're going inside of a cave.
Spoiler alert.
Oh,
Do
sorry.
that in there.
Oh,
no,
people
I'm
know
kidding.
that already.
I'm kidding.
They're going inside of a cave, and this is the February models.
Right.
Okay.
But really,
And
Ed,
February will be here in a couple days.
it's based on your creativity. It's whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want, whatever you think people would be doing here.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting. But this has been so worth it. Just seeing this thing shoot has been pretty incredible.
I was amazed at how many doubting Thomases there were around here. This is like, there's no way that's going to shoot. What the hell? You're just yeah. Insert Collins here.
Yeah.
You know.
Or you're just messing around having fun.
Yeah. I'm glad we did decide to make it to shoot. That was good. It just was sort of, I threw my own self in under the bus.
Good job, chat.
See, I like to read stuff like that. Stuff like that reinforces why we do stuff.
Huh.
Coffee said that their kid is bummed that they're missing this for robotics class, and they keep asking how the trebuchet is doing.
Oh,
Anyone who almost chooses Ed's sloppy trebuchet creation over robotics class that's a fan right there.
Yeah, really.
That is special.
Is there a video of them shooting it, or is it just off cam?
No. There's
no.
we've got one.
I got you. Here we go. Yeah.
It's actually not shooting anything in this video, but it can shoot something. We do.
But there is a video of it. Well, we open the show. That's right. We'll open the show and we'll close the show.
Yeah.
That's its. Yeah.
There you go. We'll put this on loop for a second while he's cleaning the stones up. But
As far as actually firing something, we did that when the show opened up.
yeah,
And we'll do it again. We shot the chocolate kiss or the Hershey kiss as we had.
and then we shot
as
a
I had
D20.
said, and we shot a D20 out of it.
But it actually,
You know, it begs to wonder that you go back and build something like this out of basswood, which would be still a good wood to work with, but a lot harder. You just wouldn't get away with as many lectures as I do in construction. But then it would definitely be durable. You could probably seriously throw this stuff 10 and 12 feet, I bet.
Yeah, if you can actually, the video's gone. But if you can actually watch that video, and as soon as it starts to jerk upwards, you'll look at the base of the whole thing. Look at the whole thing. It shifts across the table right there.
Right.
So whenever Ed shoots it, he holds it down.
Right, yeah, I've got it sort of held a little bit.
But right here, I was just filming it.
And you can see how much, just
goes
the energy
skirt.
that's going there. But that's why I had those changed, because normally you're gonna rope this thing down,
Spike it into the ground.
spike it into the ground. You're gonna put chains to hold it down and keep it. And you're also doing that not to keep it from moving, but also too from rattling itself apart. You're again providing additional support and structure for this thing.
Yeah.
You'll do what you've always wanted to do, Ed. Kiss people from across the room.
Oh, there we go.
Did somebody
That
put
sounds
that
like
in
a
there?
recipe to get in trouble.
No.
Achilles blade?
Achilles reminded me of it, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Hope everybody's having a good week. We actually just heard storms.
Yeah, we're supposed to have till early tonight some rain.
Weird, because it already sounds like they're gone.
Yeah. it did
Welcome
sound
to
like it just
Texas.
passed
It
by.
rolled through and it's done.
Oh no, Australia's got us beat. I kid you not. When I was there, it was like literally. It was okay. Here we have a hurricane in the Gulf. You'll go through a period after it hits landfall and the arms are swinging out, even though we're not in the arm. But you'll get that it's cloudy.
Rainy.
Maybe a little rain.
Little
and then it'll be
overcast,
clear
yeah.
as a bell. Okay, and then it'll go cloudy. But it takes an hour, 2 hours, whatever. It takes its time. I was down there, and I wish I'd recorded it, but literally in 10 minutes, it went from a clear sky to raining. Okay, cloudy and raining. Then 10 minutes later, it's clear sky. And then
No
10
cloud?
minutes later, it's there. There's no hurricane, there's nothing. That's just like their weather. So I was like, okay, you got us beat. You know, I've always said, oh, Texas, if you don't like the weather, wait a minute. No, they got us beat.
Actually, Paladin, it is literally wet and cold here right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although
Quite the
not
opposite of-
not super cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I heard y'all had some decent weather this last week.
There you go, Swallow.
A little bit of a cool off, but there's supposed to be some heat coming their way.
Also, Achilles blade is right. Texas is literally the best, just so we're on the same page.
Oh, here we go.
Best country in the Union.
It is. You know, we have our own power grid kind of thing. That was part of when they were designing it all for World War II to have us an internal power grid. So Texas is isolated in that sense. I forget how big our economy is, but it could rank on the world stage.
No matter, depends on where you're at, I guess. I mean, if you're in the Panhandle, I mean, it can get below freezing
Oh, it'll
easy.
snow.
It'll
There
snow
all
up
the time.
there, yeah. Now in Houston, cold is probably what?
Relative.
55,
Yeah.
50.
A lot of
Nice
humidity,
Yeah.
a lot of clay. The Texas, it's a weird thing. If you leave Dallas and we're driving to Las Vegas in Nevada, you are over halfway there and you're still in Texas. You haven't left the state. And then one time, and I know this because I did it and didn't even think it would be like this, is we drove from here to Padre Island, and it took almost 18 hours. And I was like, oh my God, I could have been to Canada.
Planer Crossroads. I posted a story about one such storm front on Discord. Oh yeah, I did read that, Planer. I saw some people talking about the counterweight. Somebody, I think it was Pendrake. The counterweight tries to drag the machine forward once it passes the hinge point.
Yes,
I
because
believe
of the energy of it. Yeah, that's why if you watch the video, it pushes it forward, and then as the weight comes on back, it pulls it back. Okay, so what we've done, give me the down camera here, sir.
Oh, you are in the down camera.
Oh, well, then good.
I looked at
Then
the
maybe
camera.
I ought to put it on the screen. How's that? So what I've done is I've rounded their corners and given them, and we're going to replicate the equivalent of 2 slabs of stone. And so I would do all of this now before putting it together and getting it on there. That way, it's just trying to do this once it's attached would not work. And these will end up being paid, various rock-like type of thing. Now, to get them to strap on, what I'll do is take this piece of plastistruck, which, as you can see, this is just almost paper thin, but it is plastistruck, which allows it to bend and go and do what you need it to do. So in this case, I would cut a strip off.
Oh, weird.
And
I thought you would use the rope, the black rope that we have.
well, I don't know. Like here, they've got straps. It looks like iron. I would think, I'm pointing to it, and y'all can't see it here. That wouldn't be a rope, but that could also, you could have holes in the stone, and it could come through. That would be that's well within their technology.
A little further down, Ed.
You're just off camera. Yeah.
Just off camera. If you can see this, these just cover the top here.
Yeah.
But though it's supposed to cover and going all the way down. And as said, this could be and it go into the stone and just be, they're obviously going to be heavy and they're hanging out there precariously. So they did something to structure them. This particular one, as said, used 2 straps. When I get there, I'll sort of figure out what we're going to do. It won't be a rope. But the neat thing about this little plastistruck being so thin is I'll be able to put it on and, let's say, attach it to emulate the other one where it goes all the way around. But this stuff being so thin would bend like this, and since it's so thin, I'll be able to square the corners if I can get up. Now, right now, they're roundy looking, and so all I've got to do is just come in here, and on the dull side of the blade, just hold it down and pull this up.
Kind of crease it.
And it gives it a little bit of a crease.
Okay.
And then I would go over here and look at it and see where I've got to go for that size and get it there. And again,
Because then right now you could just put the blade in there on the dull side and bend it around.
we could do that right there, just like that.
Just watch your fingers.
And give it a crease. And so now this is just a sample just to show you what I'll be doing. But I could take this, now I've got that. We've got that crease. I lost the other one, I guess. But I can also pull it tight like that. Either way, we'll be banding this rock together and then using this banding of material to give it there. So when we paint it, we'll come back in with gray rock and stuff, and this will be black to emulate the steel and that kind of an idea. And so I'll play with that and get it a little bit more.
Yeah. Are you going to glue these rocks together?
Yes, I got to get that done.
Oh, thank you, Ladonde, for gifting your Tier 1 sub board.
Condola.
Roundy looking is a technical term.
Yeah, roundy looking. They've been making fun of your terms the whole show.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you keep saying like thingamabobs and these
And
thingamajigs.
roundy looking, and yes. Now they know what it's like to be in a meeting with me.
Also, we were at 16 subs and 100 bits.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
So we're giving away 3 swag bags.
so 3 subs and 150 bits later, we'll be at 20. Roughly.
Quick math.
Quick math.
It was hard to find someone not subbed in chat, Ladonde said.
See, that's the great part is we have a lot of I think the people that kind of hang out with us they tend to stay subs. They love. Thank you, Dr. Bob.
Thanks, Dr. Bob.
Well, I've got one in there that's just too short. Got a little bit too much talky. There's another technical term.
Talkie?
Too much talky and not enough worky.
Yeah.
Also, Ed, just so you're aware of it, it's 415.
415. Oh, good. Well, let's get these glued. Let's see, get it into this shape, and then we'll get to a stopping point here. Because I know everybody's dying to get back to work. I know I am.
Dying, yes.
I'm dead already.
Inside.
So my brother says, "You're dead to me, Smalls." Oops.
Whoops.
All that
actually, I don't have
space, and you managed to...
all that space. Oh, hey, it's better there than in my lap. Let me find a piece.
No,
of it.
actually, I think it would have been better in your lap. Would have been worth a solid chuckle.
And at this point, then we just go over here and we glue it to this piece and not worry about it.
Oh, there's Trashorama. Here we go.
Oh, Trashorama's here.
You see, you round the thingamabobs, and if it doesn't work, we're gonna put some glue on it.
That's it.
I love that we all have pictures now, so people could put those little quotes. I love it. Good job, Trash. I think we're also talking about making the subs and stuff on Discord different colors, or maybe making different categories for them and things like that.
Right, having exclusive channels for people who are higher tiered subs. And
Yeah, things
stuff
like that. Yeah, it's all hearsay and not solidified yet, but
Yes, resubs do count. Oh, hold on. We have to actually. I realize he says he's not on audio.
Jedi Jared.
Yeah, someone tell Jedi Jared that resubs count.
Oh, somebody type in chat to Jedi Jared.
Yeah. In fact, everyone tell Jedi Jared how awesome he is, just because why not?
Yeah, Crocodile. I believe we ship through our Australian Aetherworks. people.
Swillow.
So.
Thanks, Swillow.
And again, I haven't had a chance to get with Cindy yet, but I would assume that they've received or have been shipped to them.
Wait,
Oh, the Australian
Listen,
bushfire.
yeah.
Bushfire.
Yeah.
Achilles Blade. Have you been watching Letterkenny?
Oh,
It's pitter patter. Let's get at her.
that sounds like something. Oh, Jedi Jared. Thanks for the Twitch Prime. 9 months. You're about to be born.
Well, damn,
You're-
this should count for 9, shouldn't it?
Jedi Jared
Justin?
Do what?
counts
Would
as
9
9
months
subs.
count as 9 subs?
No.
Why?
No, it would just count as
Why?
1.
Well, because he's been doing it every month.
9 glorious months. You're basically, a baby.
Oh, see, Achilles Blade does see. I don't meet that many people who actually watch
Letterkenny.
Letterkenny, but it is hilarious. Like side-splittingly
It's a Canadian.
hilarious.
It's a Canadian comedy show.
Oh, okay.
Reminds me of like Trailer Park Boys
Trailer
meets
Park Boys,
I don't know, Family Guy maybe or something. The dialogue is just genius.
Is this on Cartoon Network or something?
No. It's on Hulu.
It's real. It's like a
Oh.
real.
You can watch it on Hulu now.
Is the 9 months is most evolved sub icon? So I don't know who has our most consecutive months.
I think there's a year one, but I don't think we're there yet.
We've been over a year, though, but we should
Oh yeah,
be.
I'm talking about somebody who's resubbed every month for 12 months. I want to see how big the skull gets. Do we know how long it goes, Justin?
And that's what I appreciates about you, Reaper. That's perfect. Is that all you appreciates about me?
Justin, do you know how long the skull grows?
Till a year, and then it's supposed to change colors for like. I have to put those in because at this point we're only like 6 months old. About 8 months
Oh,
old
this
now.
guy subbed for 9 months, so
Or sorry, well,
I still
sure,
think
9 months. Then
should
that's from
count
the
as 9
beginning. Yeah,
subs.
9 months. I mean, he has done 9 subs, but
Right, but isn't that 9 months?
it is
So if he
Yes.
did 1 a month here, they would count
correct.
for once a show. So doing 9 at one time.
Yes, but yeah, I said, John, that's fine. We'll explain it to him when it's
Okay.
over. It's fine.
So it's not correct.
yeah.
Not quite.
Swillow's 9 months is in a few days. Ladande, I'm going to need to bring you down about $20. There, Squirrely Dan.
Yeah, plainer. I recently started applying the tier 2s to count towards it because I realized that there's no reason not to. That it's it makes sense to basically double up so that when you do double up your effort, it doubles your effort essentially.
Yeah, I like that the skull grows. That's pretty cool. That was a good idea. Whose idea was that? Was that yours?
was mine.
Justin? Yours?
No.
Oh,
No, that was mine.
that was yours. It's a good idea.
Most of the Twitch evolutions and things like that are all ones that when we first started. See, originally a lot of people. I see that. Thank you, Dave, for the 1,000 bits.
Reaper Dave learned how to use bits.
He did.
Uh-oh.
So
Wow.
when we originally started doing the stuff up here, it was all YouTube. And then I in our original meetings, I was like, "Hey guys, we should stream this on Twitch." And it was like, "What's Twitch?"
What's Twitch?
And that began the conversation of I think we should move towards live streaming, and here we are.
Yeah, here we go.
So
No,
Very
I've
nice.
definitely learned a lot because I guess I'm not very social. I was not hugely into social media.
That's 4 more subs.
it is. We are now at
20?
yes,
20 subs. So
which
we're
is
giving
how
away
many? Bingo, John. 4.
4.
You can say it out loud.
4 swag bags from last year's ReaperCon being given out.
How much were they worth? Are these the VIPs?
No, these are just the normal swag bags. Right?
Max Powers.
if I'm correct? I think they would have specified.
Yeah, these are the basic ones.
I think we
yes.
ran out of VIP swag bags.
Correct.
Those had the Pathfinder paint sets, either 1 or 2 inside of it.
Yeah.
Also, I missed Max Powers' comment earlier, and he's making the ostrich inside joke. I know you don't know what any of this means, John, but
All
you
right.
should watch it.
Let me intersect here. Okay. So what I did, obviously, is I made the 2 pair and I matched them. Used the pin just to hold it in place and dry. Now, because glue's squished out, obviously it's going to squish out in this really sort of just straight on joint. A little trick is I've got residue sawdust here. So I flip it over and just run it into the sawdust and then do it again. And it'll take whatever little residue that's there and keep it from being sticky, and it'll pick up junk like that, which you can just rub off.
Oh, cool.
But anyway, now when I lay them down somewhere, they're not going to stick to it when I come back. I got to pick it up and I'm toast.
Achilles,
yes,
we
go ahead.
do. It's in chat right
There it is, yeah. Also,
We do what?
Big J Customs, I got to the point where I was saying, downstairs in production, I was saying stuff like, yeah, it's those damn degens from Upcountry. And no one other than Paul knew what that meant.
Yeah.
Well, Reese did, too.
He was
actually.
talking about a Justin face. We do have a Justin face in chat.
Correct.
Cool.
What is a degen in country? Is this from that cartoon?
It's
It's from
it's
that
not
show.
it's not a cartoon.
Oh, that's right. It's not. I'm sorry.
Canadian.
It's degens from Upcountry.
If it's not in Call of Duty right now, I haven't seen it.
I didn't know you
I don't know,
were-
Dr. Bob.
I didn't know. I pitter patter. That's great. I lost my train of thought.
Was it really a train?
Or more like just a boxcar.
I'm excited to see this all put together.
Okay, so now this will add strength. We've got this flimsy joint here, and I can't really put it on and just then manhandle it, or anything will break it. So to give some strength, we're going to go ahead and take our rocks, slabs that we glued together, and put it right there.
Yeah.
Dr. Bob, we got rid of those before we even started Twitch, basically.
Yeah.
What?
You remember the table-mounted boom mic? Or not? They're not boom mics.
We couldn't get them to function properly.
Well, their bubble is really small.
Small.
Yeah.
And you had to keep it like literally right there in front
They're
of
they're meant to be. It's actually the mic I'm using currently. So in order to get the best sound, you have to talk right into them.
And I'm more of an animated. God almighty.
Those
what
are
the hell's
those are
my
good
brain?
for
Animated.
those are good for podcasts.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. So it's how you get those sultry tones.
Yes. That Justin is so famous for.
Yeah, famous.
Thanks, Trash.
Anyway, so I'm very animated. I talk with my hands. So there, I'll just quit looking for it.
Wait, is
now.
Bug Lips Canadian?
I don't know. I
Yes.
didn't ask him.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he is.
Oh.
His head didn't separate when he talked.
Oh gosh.
Bug
Wow,
Lips, he didn't
solid
mean
reference.
that. He did not mean that.
Well, I thought that was how you identified him when in South Park. You do.
Yeah. That's one person I haven't met in person. It's Bug Lips.
Oh, he was
been-
at ReaperCon. You
yeah,
had to have
you
him.
met him,
He's been. I mean,
and you dropped your mic, and it's rubbing against
let's
everything.
get this wrong. I've always heard the name Bug Lips ever since I've started working here, but I've never.
I thought you were going to say ever since I was a child.
No.
Like this is going to evolve into some weird
But-
story.
But I've never actually walked up to him and said, "Hey, I'm Bug Lips," at ReaperCon or anything like that. But I'm sure I've seen him. But so forth and so on.
I
Yeah.
actually thought it was someone else before. Yeah.
And a trick, and because I've done this before, since these are going to be on opposite sides, and our stones are going to be attached to the outside to follow the drawing, I need to make sure that I orient this right and get it on the right side. I have done that, put it on the wrong side, end up with two of the exact same thing, and gone,
And then
oh,
it'll
now it's
mess
all
up.
dried, and yeah. So,
Rings. Did you see what Ring said? Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Bug Lips is a
did.
legend. You can watch him with old paint pots, though. You can catch him with old paint pots.
I'm pretty sure I met you last year, Bug Lips. Oh, John. He says he meets
Yeah, I was
John,
about to say,
so-
you met
Let's
Justin.
say I'm pretty sure I met Bug Lips.
I'm just really surprised that I never have.
Because I also met Quindy LaRue.
Mm-hmm.
Same time. Because they are the ones who had they had to email me pictures of the Ed fan club.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the disembodied voice of Justin. That's right. Everybody at ReaperCon, you guys all know what Justin looks like. He sat at the desk pretty much the whole time.
Basically, yeah,
Yeah,
in that
he's
back
glued
corner.
there.
I was sequestered to constantly putting out tech problem fires. Well, then I had to fix the scanner issue over in the
Yeah,
booth.
The
I
worst
remember
one,
that.
though, was whenever the projectors went out.
Oh,
Overheated?
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get it fixed for next year. It'll be smooth as butter.
Yeah, we'll get a decent audio AV
Yeah.
company.
It looked like some cow wearing ice skates on ice rink.
Yeah, that wasn't weird because we told them exactly what it was going to do. We even told them the hours it was going to run.
Yeah.
We told them everything. And those were high-end machines, so they
Yeah.
must have either
yeah.
had like 1 billion hours
They
on
look
them.
like small Volkswagens.
Yeah, or they did, something was wrong with them because one went out and it's like on cue, what was it, about 4 or 5 minutes later,
Yeah.
the other one popped.
'Cause-
About the time that one came back up.
Yeah, they were either overheating or the connectors that they gave us were shoddy.
Overheating.
Yeah, shoddy and had
This-
problems. So,
It wouldn't be a problem next year.
well, we
We'll be,
hope.
we'll be prepared.
We hope.
Yes, we hope. All right.
Because I try not to say there won't be problems, because that's how you bring on problems.
You're right.
So-
oh, this looks good.
What we have is this piece here that just sticks out right there. I know it's at the very top, but nonetheless, there we go. This is what we've got, and you can see they have some various supports we'll add to it when I go back in to do what it's going to do. But anyway, that's where it is. That's where we've got it. So we're about the same, little bit of an upswing, and got it on there. And so what I'm not going to attach to this yet, because this itself has to still be finished. You know, do this, get the ballast in here. I'll start putting the ballast in if we're going to shoot this one more time. So get the ballast into it. It's a very technical operation. So anyway, this has got to be finished before I attach those. Those are so frail that maneuvering this thing around like that, I'll just be continually breaking them off. That, though, is the last really constructed piece. The bow arches at the bottom, I don't know if I want to add them because we couldn't make them functional, but I might add them up when I put it on a base. I am going to take this and put it on a base and then sort of finish it up, and then we'll have it at ReaperCon.
With pulleys and everything.
The pulleys and everything. I hope to maybe have those even for next week when we're doing our painting. But we'll have all this stuff together, and it'll be at ReaperCon. We'll have it in there in the room with everything so people can see it up close.
That's right. I'm excited.
And hopefully if we've made a bunch of other cool stuff, we'd have some more than that anyway. I don't know if anybody's identified any of this stuff going in here, but there have been kangaroos and player characters. And
Noni asks, did you guys have a bulb below? No, we actually got new lighting. Yeah, you'll see whenever we do the wide cam, whenever we switch back.
You know what?
The new lighting.
I'll go and just switch back.
So there you go. There's a
oh, I
bunch
hated
of
that.
new lighting.
The other lighting we had was horrible.
This looks really good. I mean, it looks
Yeah,
better.
this is 2 LEDs that he can adjust
Yep.
with a backlit over here versus these huge cans that were right here in our face.
You can kind of see it
before.
underneath my arm.
Which actually the backlit, the rim
Oh, yeah, you
light,
can see the reflection on his hand.
the rim light or fill light as it's called in professional
And is
photography.
that not the thingamalight?
That's not the thingamalight. That is actually the old lighting that we used. So
The thingamalight was?
the thingamalight is, yes.
All right. So anyway, so that y'all can catch real quick. Oh, well, there we go.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
So we have our ballast in. I didn't know if we had that going. You can see how these will attach. So that's pretty much the last of the major construction. And what we're going to do is we'll set these aside so they don't get whacked.
Because they're still drying, right?
Well, drying, and I don't want to break them. And then we'll put this back together, and we'll shoot it for, I guess, on the way out of the door.
Yeah. It's exciting.
All right, Ed. Let's launch this thing.
Yeah.
Throw it at John.
Throw it at John. Yeah, I know, and there's probably 18 OSHA people watching right now.
No, you should.
So we've got our sling trough, and I see a target emerging.
And bam,
There we
nailed
go.
with a kiss.
There we go.
All right. So we've got that.
That's fun. Good
And
times.
we got that. Okay. So, well,
It was really funny because I was out of focus. See, that's what you guys get if you
You
stay
look
for
like
the
that.
whole episode.
no,
That's
but
what
you look
get.
like that anyway. You always have this like fuzzy
That'd
outlook.
be funny. I'm Sasquatch.
This fuzzy, yeah.
All right.
This is so cool. We actually do have a skeleton crew, but it's for a bone catapult.
That actually, I built that bone catapult.
Oh, you sculpted
or I
that?
did this. Did the figures, and then what had happened was we'd commissioned an artist to do a bone catapult, and naturally it fell off. They didn't get it in, so it got delayed, and then and at that time I was doing Ron's shop, So I was calling him like, come on, I don't remember the guy's name. You got to get this in. You're killing us here. And so he goes, okay, no, I'm shipping out tomorrow, and you're going to love it. And so this box comes in a couple days later, and it's just got all these parts in it, and they make no sense, and they won't go together. I don't know what it was. So I didn't even call him back. I just took some of those parts, built other parts to make it what it needed to be. Just I put it all together and added a bunch of stuff to it to make the catapult.
Yeah.
Like the arm itself, and it's got the cup here and the claws holding it, and so I just sculpted a lot of it and put it all together. It was a fun piece back
I've
then.
casted a bunch in my day.
Yeah, it's always been undead are always a good perennial.
So
Piece for that.
for all you people looking for Ed sculpts, there you go.
Yeah. So as you can see, I'll go like this. We'll do it like this so they can catch the swing. Nothing's in it. I'll do the safety
No,
check
you're
here.
fine.
So there's nothing in there. Anyway, what I was talking about earlier, though, to show y'all real quick, is we're actually launching from down here so that we can get this extra about 2 or 3 inches of speed going. Normally, a regular catapult would probably cinch up to be about at that angle, kind of a thing. So anyway, when you launch it, it'll do what it's got to do and scatter its ballast. Because we haven't plugged that up yet.
There we go.
So anyway, we load the ballast back in.
Shoot
that
it.
we can find.
Somebody said.
Yeah. Shoot it for hell. I got to get back to work. The boss is coming. All right. So do you have any way to see where it's going to go? We're going to throw the D20.
Should
It's
be
a
fine.
little bit more ballistically stable.
So it's in the sloop.
So
there.
we've got it on the hook there on that part. And then since we don't have a trigger for it, I just put it in the nest down here. I guess I got junk in the way. So you can see it.
Fine.
I actually put the down camera on real quick so we can show them.
Oh, show how it's loaded.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm holding it in place, but we've got this part in the sling, and we've got this part hooked up right here and everything else, so we're there. And at that point, then let it go, or you can go back to the other. And I've got it back here. I don't know if you'll see it. Well, hopefully it won't fling. There you go. So that's our toy. So anyway, guys, we're going to wrap this up next week. We'll get it painted and be done with it, and we'll move on to something more fun, or at least colder. Snow and ice. So anyway, y'all have fun. What else do we have? Like maybe some names to draw?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe we can shoot it
Roll
again. while you're
one
setting
last
it up.
time. Hashtag free to get it in.
Try to shoot it at the camera.
And if you're going to give subs, we are two subs and 150 bits away from a 5th Reaper swag bag. So while he messes with that, attempts to shoot a D20 at my camera, you guys go ahead and get your hashtag free.
Maybe a kiss. Maybe throw a kiss.
Oh, Ladonde, since you're new, hashtag free, like they're typing in chat there, enters you into the giveaway.
There was one. I thought we saw one.
I thought
There was one
too.
left. That was the problem with shooting kisses. Is so many of them. So much of the ammo was eaten before it was shot. Or you got some on the floor?
Yeah.
Okay. Give us 2 shots at it. Oops.
Make sure to follow us on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, the forums, all that stuff. So.
Well, you missed YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube. Yeah. All these videos that we post on our Twitch that we film, we also get put on YouTube 24 hours later.
And you have MySpace.
Yeah. Pretty much all socials, we're there. Reddit, all that stuff. I think we have a thing in chat, a command. I don't know if we have a command for all of our socials yet.
I have to actually clean out all of our old ones. Oh,
Okay.
There's the camera. We'll try it from there.
Yeah, I have them all on our Discord. Whoa!
I got close. It's over there way on the floor. But at least you could see it in this thing.
and look at that, just in time.
Oh, Zoljit is calling me out.
Hey, Babacom.
Look for me on MySpace. Now I've got to go create a MySpace.
We
And
just
Facepalm, of course. That's where my brother likes to hang out.
we just hit 25.
Good.
So now we're giving away 5.
Giving away 5.
All right.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out on Terrain Tuesday. There's going to be a lot of terrain being made this year, so hope you guys are all ready.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a
We'll
busy
see if we
year.
get another one to go.
Yeah, next week
Hey.
we'll obviously.
Oh, that's right. We changed the angle up here. That's why it's slinging more higher than other.
So let's see
By
if
the
we can
way, this
adjust it.
angle, as I said, this angle is very, very important in the process. I'm going to raise it a little bit and see if we can't get it to shoot a little bit straighter. It's supposed to, as a trajectory, it's supposed to lob it. It's a falling shot machine. But,
It's not like shooting it like a laser.
right. But although that first one with the heavy ballast box, you hear that kiss slap into that wall, man. I was like, oh, this can be fun. I'm going to get in trouble with this.
So, you guys ready?
There we
Oh,
go.
see, that one was shot
too
down.
much.
Yeah.
Because I bent it up
I,
too much.
I just, oh yeah, Dave asked, what did the D20 roll?
Oh, I didn't look.
I just pulled our 5 winners. I'm going to go ahead and announce them in chat. So while right after I do that, John, you're going to tell them what they have to do if they won?
Yes.
Right afterwards.
Yep.
All right, guys. So our winners are NasrocOfEregion.
Okay.
Eregion? Yeah. Toresean, ToadtheGobbo, ReaperIsMyAddiction, and
Hey.
Riot54.
Oh, right, 54.
Those are our 5 winners.
Congratulations, guys.
There we go.
What you need to do is email reaperlive@reapermini.com, and you're going to be able to put your Twitch handle as it appears, your shipping address,
Well,
your name,
yeah.
all that stuff. So
Well, yeah, we need a shipping address, but it's not only as it appears. Any substitutions you make in your handle, you need to put those in because he doesn't
Yes.
cut and paste.
So,
So
like,
if you use a 0 instead of an O,
yeah. If
anything you
if
do.
you use a 3 instead of an E, so it
Yeah.
needs to be exactly capital letters and everything.
there.
Whoa, that was the best one.
Yeah. Well, it's just you got to keep playing with this up here. So
That
anyway,
was a good one.
Yeah.
there we go.
What did they win? Cybestorm says.
They
Do
won.
we have a picture of a swag bag? Did you use this
I
all
think
happened
so.
so
I do not have.
fast?
It happened. She brought me the list while
Yeah.
we were starting
It's
out.
the ReaperCon swag bags from
They've
last
been
year's
rearranging
ReaperCon.
shelves down there, and this is usually when we find these warehouse finds. Is somebody will open up a box and just like, well, it's like the other day there were these 2 boxes on this shelf, and I said, we were cleaning this area out, and I said, okay, this is trash. I'll take care of this. We'll move this. What are we going to do? And I go, well, these boxes. I go, well, we don't need that shelf. And I go, well, I want to know what's in the boxes, and I opened them up, and between the 2 boxes we had 20 more of those plastic round cases empty, ready to go.
Oh,
No rhyme or reason, didn't know why they were up there. Somebody had put them in there. Somebody had stuck them up in this corner. If we hadn't have been back there, it could have been back there for years. It'd be like that day we cleaned out the warehouse across the street. We found the hangman's noose. We found the burned out
yeah.
Reichstag. I posted pictures to Facebook of the junk we found that day.
yeah. So a lot of
All
old
right.
ReaperCon decorations.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's in backwards.
So,
Okay.
I have a raid set up for us.
And who are we rating?
We are raiding Solway Studios.
Solway.
He looks like he's painting a gun of some sort. It's a miniature gun. He does miniature painting, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
all right, guys, spread the Reaper love.
And let him know who and why you're there, man. Tell him where he
let
needs
it-
to be.
Correct. Tell him. Tell him if he's not painting Reaper minis, he should be. All those things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell, at least just our paint. Our paint is
A
amazing.
bowling ball? Yeah, that would be.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Have fun.
You're awesome. Keep being awesome, and we will see you tomorrow morning,
care.
Tomorrow
Yeah.
morning, 11 a.m.
Central
See you
Time.
there.
And
Thank
that
you,
is
John.
Ann for the yeah.
Pro
Yes.
tips.
Pro tips.
tips.
And then later in the afternoon, you'll see her for regular Reaper Toolbox.
Yep. Where she's painting the koalas, I think.
I believe so. She should be finishing it, I think. So,
Awesome.
All right.
all right, guys.
Have fun. Be careful.
I'm going to go
Stay
ahead
safe.
start this raid while we...
Oh, while you're doing that, start it. Real quick, you saw where Aaron Lovejoy had been in an accident.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
And but he perfectly fine. Everybody's fine. But based on the pictures I saw, it looks like some truck. It didn't look like an 18. It might have been 18, but something hit him from behind and just literally crushed. And he had figures out that had been destroyed.
No.
From it. Yeah, something. I think one was a contract. He was
Oh,
supposed
boy.
to be here by
We'll,
Thursday.
we'll
That's
talk
what
more
they're
about that
driving.
on Thursday, though.
All right.
All right, guys.
Take care.
We'll leave
Bye.
you with that shocking bit of news.
Have fun.
See you guys.
No kisses were harmed in the launching of this, by the way. I just want to make sure.
I'll put that in the comments of all of our socials.
Okay.
So,
See you guys.
later.
Have fun.